Hey, what's going on, guys? KillerMiller here, and today we're going to do another patch notes rundown. I did one recently. I really thought it was turned out pretty good, and it was a lot of fun, so we're going to do it again. And this is now that the game is fully released, so yeah, a lot of interesting stuff has happened, obviously, since then. And so, alright, cool, let's just get into it. I don't really feel like reading this. This is all the changes we have. We have the new agent, the new map, new game mode, and we have this is just a bug fix to Viper, good hit reg improvements, and then these are the all the changes. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and jump straight into that. So Sage, healing cooldown increased 35 to 45 seconds. We like how much Sage is able to heal in a single heal, but she felt it was able to use too much during the round. Barrier orb reduced to 1,800. Barrier orb duration 40 to 30. Friendly barrier orb routes will now show on minimap. Previous changes to Sage's barrier orb helped give it more counterplay options like pistols this early round, but it's still having too much impact in any given round. Our hope is that the wall stays a powerful stalling tool, but ask you to think more about what round you want to use it. Okay, yeah, I think this is good. Because Sage is really still since she's the only healer, she's gonna be naturally OP and naturally broken. Obviously we have like Rayna, but she's not really a healer. She's a duelist. So, and because of that, these are really good because, like I said, the way Sage is good is played in the meta right now. She's pretty much 100% pick or ban, and because of that, well, I say pick or ban, but there's no ban. 100% pick rate essentially. You pretty much have to have her on your team. And this is going to help tone her down a bit. I honestly think this might be too much, but the only reason it's, like I said, it's not is because she's the only healer. Once they add more like healing type and supportive type champions like this to the game, we'll really see where she fits. But I think these changes are good. She was still very, very good. She had a ton of stopping power, and her barrier felt like impossible to go through. But I don't know. Like I said, this might be too much, but I do think it's a step in the right direction with Sage. So I think this is good. She's still going to be top tier. Like I said, 100%, but like I don't think she's gonna be like broken anymore. I think she's just good now and still necessary. So overall good changes, but like I said, I guess we'll see how it plays out. Raise blast pack maximum damage radius reduced 2 to 1 meters. Blast pack is proven quite strong, especially when chained back to back. Do see inner damage with radius. We have okay, yeah, this is good. One thing that blast pack was always meant to do is it's meant to counter sage wall and to using to jump around. Like you're supposed to use it to like get over objects. You can use it to jump through stuff. You know how Raze's blast pack is. And so that being said, I think this is actually pretty good. The damage was a little too much, but at the same time, Raze is kind of bad. Not bad, but she's not very good. So it's like I think they should have also buffed something else in a small way, but it's hard to say what. I don't know. Raze is, like I said, in a very unique spot. So I think this is a good change, but it's an overall nerf to her. Because, like I said, these were pretty good, but I don't know. So overall, yes, a good change, but I think they could have done a little bit different. But this isn't gonna what's stopping her from being played, and you're not picking Raze because her blast packs do damage. Is the other thing. It's like that's not why she's being played. So overall, good change, but I don't think it's gonna do a whole lot. So Jet. Cloud burst smoke duration increased 4 to 7 seconds. Like she has a strong irreplaceable value in terms of her ability to deny trades, but we think her team oriented output's a little too slow. Give her work while smokes. Okay, tailwind automatically breaks cypher's tripwires. Okay, this is good. I like the tailwind change because that was one big thing that I thought was really, really bad. I think her dash was always really good. It's not supposed to be an entry tool as Riot states, but I still think it is a good entry tool because it pulls pressures towards you. And what I mean by that is, like, let's just say hypothetically you dash into a site. If you dash at the proper timing, it's gonna make the site people have to look at you, and then your team can come around the other side and get straight up trades. But it also made it impossible for, like I said, if you had a cipher there, that this just wouldn't work. So, and that was just a small little viability with her dash. And this is actually going to help out Split a lot. I think Jet can be played on Split a lot now because the hardest part about going B is Cypher's tripwires, and you can place them in a way where they're very hard to deal with. But now that you can just dash through them with Jet, this is going to help out a lot for taking B. So I think she's actually this is really good for Split or for Jet on Split, I should say. And then this, I actually don't like this. Okay, well here's the thing. I like this change. It's definitely going to help, but the issue is. This isn't what's holding Jet back. Jet's not being held back because her smokes are bad. Yes, I mean, it is a good change and it's going to help. But the thing is, like with Omen now being buffed, which we'll get to in a little bit, and Brimstone, you're never going to pick Jet for her smokes. So this really is only valuable in post-plant situations. And Jet is not really supposed to be alive in post-plant. She's the entry. She's supposed to get in there. So theoretically she should be dead. So this is a good change, but I don't think it's going to be useful at all. At least not in competitive play. So overall, this is not much has been done here. This is good for like pub stopping and stuff. And it can be used at higher level. It's not like it's bad, like I said, but I don't think this is what's holding her back. I don't think this is gonna make her just be picked all of a sudden a lot now. But this is a good little change. This is more of like a placebo, but not a placebo buff. It is a good buff, but you know, it's just very niche, like I said. So I think Jet can be played a lot on split now. I think she'll be good there because you can get into B a lot more powerfully. So yeah, overall, she still needs a lot of work done, but this is a step in the right direction, so that's good. Phoenix, a lot of stuff has been done to him. Blaze duration increased. Felt like the short wall duration combined with the long cast time at short range was forcing Phoenix to play a little too predictably around his wall, bumping up his time. Okay, that's good. And I'm not going to read this. It's just talking about the healing and damage. Basically, it does... Sorry, let me see. I think this is to... I guess we can read this. Damage over time / healing over time models are updated to match recent changes to other DOT abilities. Additionally, we're matching the damage healing values to be half as effective as hot hands, primarily so the total healing output of these two abilities is parity. Okay. Places become the de facto. Okay, so yeah, this is to basically make this more valuable for actually healing, and then also, I don't know. The big thing here, these things are good. It's hard to like actually point these out, but this is pretty good. Although I do not think Phoenix's wall is what's making him not as well, I don't know, he's pretty powerful, so it's hard to say. This is a good buff, but like I don't think it's really the thing that's affecting him a whole lot. The big thing is his flashes, which we're gonna get to. So this is, like I said, a good buff, but it's not gonna really do a ton. It's not gonna make him all of a sudden, like I said, be picked out of nowhere. Hot hands, healing the 3.5 to 1 every 0.8. Okay, this is just affected to deal with this. Cool. Curveball max flash duration increased 0.8 to 1.1. Yeah, this okay. So this is good. So Phoenix flashes are kind of notably bad right now, because breaches are just way better. And then now you have with Rayna, which we'll get to in a little bit, her like flash ability is also pretty good. So this is a good change because the hardest part was whenever you get hit by the flash, like it's either easy to dodge or when you get hit by it, it feels like it didn't last long. That was a big thing. So this is going to help. That 0.3 seconds might not seem like a lot, but it's a pretty big change. So this is good, especially, and like they said, because it's to justify how much more expensive they are because they upped it by 100. So that's good. Run it back, and then they made it where his ult, after he ults, his guns will be reloaded on respawn. So that's pretty good because a lot of times they'd fly in and then they would just come back to their thing with no bullets, and that could screw them over. This is a little bit of a placebo buff, but it's useful. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good change. This is gonna help him out a little bit, but nothing else is really crazy big. A lot of these are just like placebo buffs that will help, but they're nothing that's gonna like make him be picked out of nowhere. This is, like I said, this is the really notable thing. So, all right, Omen, let's jump into this. Did I skip anything? No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I thought she was. Is Rayna not on here? Huh. Anyways, whatever. We'll forget about it. So Omen, Paranoia is now equipped instead of quick cast and hit detection for associated close range. So basically, this is now used as like an actual ability instead of like just click it and or press it, the key, and then all of a sudden it flies out. You can you can like hold it out and then use it. And this is good because it's gonna allow for a lot more accuracy, and they increase the hit detection and stuff. So yeah, this is good. This is gonna make this actually a useful ability. So that's awesome. Dark cover. Omen now is a phaser world where you can see through walls to places smokes, and pressing reload toggles and blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, these are probably the biggest changes because Omen smokes have been notably really bad because they're hard to land, and then they go slow. They're they can see through them, all this, that, and the other. So that's bad. But this change has helped out quite a bit. His smokes are now very, very easy to place. You can place them even more accurately than you can Brimstone smokes, which is big. And then also you have controls have been updated to where Omen. Oh yeah, so they just also made it a little bit easier to actually place them because usually you'd have to like left click, or you'd have to use. Basically, they just made it like. Excuse me, sorry. Made it way easier to place the smokes down. It makes more sense, I should say. This is more just quality of life right here is all this is, but it is still it's still going to be a little useful. And like they said, it might be difficult for players who may know him in, but it is like I agree. It's going to help out a little bit more. Just makes it a little more easier to pick up, and then makes more sense too. But yeah, so I think this is a really, really big change. It's gonna help out Omen quite a bit. We'll see where he gets played now, overall. But yeah, these are really, really big changes to his smokes, and I think this actually makes his smokes good now. Shrouded Step, Omen can now see his teleport location on the map and receives an inward indicator of where he's targeting when the vision at the point is obstructed. We would tell Omen to understand where he's targeting his teleport, especially when he's teleporting from out of his smoke. Yeah, this is just going to help out a little bit. Nothing really big here, but just a small little... That's more like a placebo buff / quality of life. Actually, that's pretty quality of life, it looks like. Regardless, a little bit of help, but nothing crazy. And then this is big also. From the Shadow, Omen can now cancel his teleport while in shade, form depressing ability again, and he'll lose all of his ult points if he cancels. So basically, that makes it because if you ever ulted in somewhere and you ulted into a bad spot, you're just dead. Or you gotta hope that they shoot your thing early. So this is gonna make it where he can even play it for info, because a lot of people, like, they ult in, they see that there's a bunch of people there, and then just get screwed. And like typically that's like okay, or that's typically bad because obviously you drew down a player, but now you can do it for the info and you can back out. So you can use his ult for still the same thing where you go anywhere, and then also if you're in a bad spot, you could just cancel it. So yeah, these are really, really good changes to Omen. I think this is gonna make him useful. I'd put him in B tier, potentially A tier. I don't know yet. The way I'm looking at it is and this is still always going to be true, he will never be Brimstone, and I think at competitive play, he's going to have to be picked very, very niche. Honestly, I think he has to be played around very specific people, very specific players, because I still think he's very outplay based, and he will always kind of be that. That's just what he's meant for, and that at the high level is not like super useful. Yes, it's useful. Don't like twist that, but you don't want to pick a champion in order to outplay. You want to pick a champion because of their usefulness. And now he is more useful, so he will be picked, I think, a little bit. But I still don't think he's ever going to be picked a ton. This is really just good for solo queue and whatnot. In my opinion, of course. So yeah, these are really good changes. I think he's probably the best change of the whole patch. I think he's a good champion now, which is good. So yeah, you're not trolling for picking him anymore. So yeah, that's really good. Sound issues, blah blah blah. Ascent is the new map. Ascent is a map set in Italy that features a large open middle area that both teams can skirmish over. Mid is a playground for diverse ability use, and successfully controlling the area opens additional routes for attackers to both spike sites. Ascent will be slightly more common on a matchmaking transition for the first few days. Okay, that's actually that's really good. So yeah, Ascent's a really cool map. I don't want to touch on it too much because there's nothing about it really. They're just talking about it. But yeah, I guess I will say what I know about it. Like they said, it is very open in the mid site. I don't know as far as like if it's gonna be a lot more T-sided or CT-sided. I think this map's gonna be very, very dependent on what champions you pick, because getting control of mid is really big. Because if you get control of mid, it's kind of like getting control of mid and split almost. Like if you get mid control, you just win the game. If you could just cut off mid as CTs, it's very hard for the Ts to do something, or attackers, excuse me, and then vice versa. If you can get mid as attackers, it makes the defenders hard to play around it. So you're going to be really, really, I honestly think in this map at high level and competitive play, you'll see like a lot of the exact same champions. It'll probably be the exact standard, like 5 to 6 agents, played, and that's it. Because of how it is, how big mid taking is, and how, since it's so open, he has to be really niche. So Brimstone's gonna be really well here. Omen can be really good here. Rayna's actually really good here because of her flash like thing, which hopefully we'll get to. I don't know why she's not on this list, but maybe we'll find her in a minute. It actually has such a big radius, and it covers like all of mid in that. So yeah, good map. I think it's a cool map so far. We'll let it play out some more, but hopefully we can actually read some stuff on it. But yeah, so yeah, this is the split changes they did. They helped out a lot of mid. We felt like defenders were able to effectively plug up main choke point for mid for a large percentage around. This new layout helps to alleviate the issue. These changes also open up space quite a bit, provide an additional pass to get around stalling abilities on the stairs. It also gives attackers a few different angles to help siege B towers and vents. Yeah, so like I said, split is also very, you get mid, you win, because of how you split into the two sites with it. Because when you go B heaven is a very, very powerful spot for post plants and all that. And then same with A heaven, a very powerful spot for post plants and like stuff like that. So if you get mid control, you effectively win the game. I don't want to say the game, but you definitely win the round, potentially even the game if you keep getting mid control. So this could make the map T-sided, actually. I don't want to say it's going to make it T-sided because of... It's hard to say. It really depends on what comp you play. It could make the map very attacker side for sure, but I think this is good though, because of how it's still super defender sided. This is gonna help out quite a bit, I think. We'll let it play out, but this is a really good change. Like it could be too much, but we'll definitely let it just play out and stuff. And we'll go from there. So yeah, good changes to split for sure. Expand our new system that combats map exploits. Okay, good. Yeah, this is just a lot of Cypher spy cam. This is going to be in every patch for the rest of eternity that this game is alive. There will always be spy cam places that people find, and they will always fix those. It's always going to happen, which is good. Cypher's glitch is not going to be good. Sure, it pulls power off him a little, but you don't want to have power in a champion because of glitch. That's not good. Okay, cool. We'll touch on some of this stuff. A lot of it's just the champions and all that or the agents, excuse me. Combat performance, address multiple causes of frame rate dips in combat. These improvements should help the game feel smoother, especially in combat situations in the higher NPCs. This is good. That's good. That effectively like eliminates that glitch that people have where you would drop FPS when you look at people, which could like give you wall hacks essentially. I don't know if that was still ever. I don't know if that got patched like more recently, but still, I mean, anytime they're doing stuff like this is good, especially because they have the game officially released now. So doing all this is definitely useful. FPS for mid to high specs, sped up calculations on the CPU for game and render threads. These improvements will be felt on most machines with powerful GPUs, bottleneck by their CPU speeds. Pretty niche, but like I said, anytime they're upping FPS is good. Content improvements that will primarily help low to mid tier specs while rendering the world. Also really good. So yeah, really good stuff right there just to help out with overall frame rates and give more people access to the game. Quality of life, we're not going to go over a lot of this. You can kind of read this on your own if you want to pause right here and look over it. Not much to touch on. This is just little helpful stuff. So pretty cool. Same with bug fixes. If you want to read through some of this, you can go for it. But there's really not much to touch on for that. Hud and Ui, yeah, they just updated some of this stuff. Like I said, a lot of this is mainly so I could touch on like the changes that affect the game. Obviously these things affect the game, don't get me wrong, but I think the big thing is like this is just stuff making the game better. So I don't need to touch on that. And they have this. I love that they actually include known issues into here. Because this makes it makes people know that they're looking out for stuff. Plus that gives people like if they have an issue and it's like, oh, I didn't get patched, they don't care. It's like, oh wait, maybe they do. They're just trying to figure it out. Or you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, overall really good patch. I don't know where Rayna is. Okay, here we go. We can touch it. We can redo it like this. I don't know why that happened, but it's fine. So Rayna, we have all of her abilities. We'll talk about it. So Q, her Devour. Enemies killed by Rayna leave behind soul orbs that last 3 seconds. Instantly consume a nearby soul orb, rapidly healing for a short duration. Health gain through the skill exceeding 100 will decay over time. If Empress is active, the skill will automatically cast and not consume the orb. So I guess I can go ahead and just touch on her before I get into too much. She's a very pub stompy champion. I don't think she'll ever be used high level. Possibly, I mean she can, but the way this champion is going to be agent is going to be very difficult to balance. So she's either going to be very good or very bad in my opinion. And because of the way her kit works, you're not going to want this champion ever really. Like I said, she's really good for pub stomping, but she's not like she has like flashes. Yes, she has one of her flashes, which we'll get to in a little bit, but I don't know. Just the based on how her kit works, I just don't think she'll be super useful. I still think Breach and Phoenix, especially with the small buffs that Phoenix got, are gonna still be overall better entries. She will be used, but like I said, just because of how hard she is to balance, and how hard I think she's gonna be to balance, I don't think she'll ever be played a lot. So cool addition, but we'll obviously we'll see how it plays out. But that's just my 2 cents on her. But yeah. So E, you instantly consume a nearby soul orb, becoming intangible for a short duration. If it's active, also become invisible. Very weird. This just makes it where you can be invincible. It's very niche use right here. I don't think it's gonna be used too much. But it can be used to kind of trick people out and not make them not know what's going on. So this is one of her best abilities, I think. The Leer, equipped an ethereal destructible eye. Activate to cast the eye a short distance forward. The eye will nearsight all enemies who look at it, as you can see here. It's pretty good. It's very easy to destroy, which I think is good because it'd be broken if you couldn't. And the radius on it is huge. If you look at it, like all you have to do, like I think it's like Sova arrow distance. Like you all know the distance on that, like how big like it goes. how big the radius is, and that's kind of the same distance. So I think she'll be actually pretty useful in the new map because you can launch this ability out into mid, and it covers like all of mid. And because of how distance out it is, I think it'll be pretty useful. So yeah. Ult Empress, instantly enter a frenzy, increasing firing speed, equip, and reload speed dramatically. Scoring a kill renews the duration. Yeah, this is really, really good. Because you shoot faster and it's more accurate. It's more accurate to compensate for shooting faster, essentially. You reload faster, you don't move faster, but your equip speed's faster, so you feel like you're moving faster. And then you keep your duration up, and it also automatically, which is not listed here for whatever reason, it automatically will. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So if whatever you have it active, it'll automatically absorb a soul, which can actually overheal you. So as you can tell, she's a very, very frag heavy pub stomp champion or agent, and so because of that, it's gonna be hard for her to get used if you're not good at the game, which sounds weird, but like the reason I say that is because you can play like these really like initiating champions, or not initiating, like supportive champions like Sage, and then like Brimstone, potentially even Breach in a way. And if you have good ability usage, you don't really have to be good at the game for them to be useful. But this champ you have to be good with, which is kind of gating. And the thing is, it's not necessarily a skill gap thing. It's just you just have to be good at the game. And what I mean by skill gap, it's not like there's a skill gap with the agent. Like obviously you have agents like Breach and Cypher who have pretty high skill gaps. You have to be good at the game and good with them. But all you have to do for this champ to be good is be good at the game. So that's why I think she's gonna be a nightmare to balance for them. But like I said, we'll see how it plays out. But overall, she's a really cool addition. I think she has good use. I just don't think she'll be useful at high level. So if you want to ever just frag out, this is the champ for you 100%. But yeah, this is the new champ Rayna. Pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for these. I kind of this going a little too long. I didn't want to talk about it this long. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this kind of stuff, let me know. I don't actually know what people think about this. I just kind of do it because I think it's fun to talk about and give my 2 cents on some of this stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.